So with Boruto Two Blue Vortex chapter 11 coming around the corner, I did want to get your predictions for the upcoming chapter. And when it comes to doing prediction videos for Boruto chapters, I think it's fair to say it is really hard to predict what is actually going to happen. I haven't done this in a while, so I wanted to get your guys' opinions on what do you think is going to happen in Boruto chapter 11. We do have some comments from you guys. I'm going to do this on a month-to-month basis. I haven't done it in a little bit, but I do want to resume that since I do want to get the community support and get their thoughts out. I also do want to provide more variety to the channel in terms of content because I just don't want to do sit down commentary all the time. I think it's better if I include you guys into these videos. So let's begin right away. So to begin, the first comment from Chidori5399, Inojin is still alive. I do think he is still somewhat alive. Yes, he did get impaled last chapter and he is on the brink of death with Himawari finally using the ninetails chakra. We do know that it does provide a healing factor. I do imagine whatever happens between this fight with Himawari and Jura, Himawari is going to use that ninetails chakra in order to heal Inojin. I don't think he's dead just yet. However, I would be surprised if they kill him next chapter. It would be surprising. Yes, it did show that he was impaled. I definitely do think there is still a chance for him to survive. Next comment from DMaster1000, Himawari is going to use her ninetails power to heal Inojin. We will see a glimpse of Momoshiki and Boruto's consciousness and maybe a flash to a previous conversation that they've had during the time skip. Sarada will figure out a potential weakness to these clones when fighting her father, and hopefully we'll see a glimpse of power from her. Using her power to heal Inojin, I wouldn't be surprised if he used that to save him, as well as the conversation with Boruto. Since he did use the karma in the previous chapter, we do know that he has to recover. When it comes to these upcoming battles, I don't think Boruto will make an appearance right away. And when it comes to Sarada, I do feel you, D-Master. I really hope we get to see Sarada use more of her power, such as the Mangekyou Sharingan. I talked about that in the last video, and when it comes to the overall power, when it comes to fighting these clones, Sarada could potentially find a weakness to these ninetails, because right now, in terms of power levels, I do think Konoha is outmatched, at least when it comes to Jura and Hidari. From Ziad_AQ, hopefully Damon will arrive at Hima's location and confirm his suspicion about her power in part 1. Then maybe he will fight Jura. Kawaki would arrive late and not help with anything, which will make him further realize his weakness. Well, right now we know that Kawaki is heading toward Himawari, so whether he arrives on time or not, right now they are outside of the village, so Kawaki could arrive late. We will definitely see the battle with Himawari using the ninetails against Jura one way or another. I do think it's going to be a fair 1v1 between her and Jura. I don't think she has the power to keep up with Jura, even though she has this new ninetails chakra. Even though I do think there is a chance for her to put up a good fight, I don't think she's going to be able to beat Jura after all, since he is the main villain right now. However, it is giving her a chance to get some spotlight in the manga. And with Damon, I do think there is a chance for him to arrive onto the battlefield for sure, because with him feeling Himawari's power as shown in part 1, I do think he's going to be enthralled to help out Himawari simply because of that alone. So from Paid Dave from the Bama, it will be centered around Hima and Sarada. Boruto and Kawaki shows up at the end and provides support. I'm really glad next chapter will be a Himawari and Sarada centric chapter, because we've gotten so much Boruto and Kawaki focused chapters in part 1 and in the beginning of TBV that I think it's time for these other characters, these other main / side characters, to finally get some show in the actual manga, because in the anime there's a lot more variety when it comes to that. However, the manga is very main cast centric with Boruto, Kawaki, and with Naruto and Sasuke in part 1. I think it's time we get more Himawari and Sarada. They're going to be the main center of attention when it comes to their own perspective battles, and I think that's going to be huge. Where Boruto and Kawaki, for sure, I definitely do think they will back up Himawari and Sarada in their own battles. So next we got from Marvelous Charm, Damon will react to Himawari's power and head that way, leaving Ada alone, and she will have to show her power and face her own battle. Well, here's the thing with Ada. She's not really a fighter. She stated that she doesn't like getting into confrontations. She doesn't even like the sight of blood. She gets information thanks to her Senrin gun. Right now she does have somebody coming for her head, and that is the Bug Shinju. We don't know his name just yet, but that is his goal of devouring her, right? So eventually we are going to have to get Ada with that Shinju, and we're going to actually see if Ada can actually fight, because it is stated that she is above Jigen in terms of power. We haven't really seen it altogether, even though Jigen did fear someone like her and Damon, hence why they were stored away and ordered them to be destroyed. However, when it comes to a character like Damon, he has the ability to sense other characters' powers. For example, when Boruto used the Rasengan Uzehiko, Damon was able to sense the power of that jutsu, with Himawari activating this power and with Damon being shook by Himawari's latent power coming out. I do think that could happen where he would try to find Himawari and try to help out when it comes to fighting Jura. Next we got from Bilal Chowdhury 6838. Q. If Kurama could heal Inojin, then does it mean he could also have healed Boruto? You're probably referring to when Kawaki impaled Boruto during the code fight, because with Boruto he has a straight hole through his chest, and we know that Kurama provides that healing factor to Naruto and everybody else, but we don't know about actual regeneration. I think that's the biggest question, because right now Inojin is turned into a donut. While I did mention that the healing factor that Kurama provides can heal Inojin, we don't know how potent that could be. As with Boruto, when he got impaled, there was a legit hole through his body, and I imagine that it's going to be the same thing with Inojin. If that is the case, maybe Kurama got even better with his healing factor, but let me know what you think about that. Next from @Sonic Network 2944, the Age of Shinobi is over. I do think we're coming to an end of that for sure, where we saw Boruto and Kawaki when they confronted each other a couple chapters ago. Boruto noted that Kawaki hasn't been training at all. Despite him getting a better use of the karma, him strengthening his dojutsu, his overall shinobi prowess has went down. He gotten rusty in terms of that, and I do think that Kawaki has fully disregarded the idea of being a shinobi. So that's not gonna happen next chapter, but the overall concept of it is definitely building. So next from @Christian Kisando 7087, Kawaki will aid Himawari in the fight, and Boruto would assist Sarada since their karma would resonate if they were in the same location. That's exactly what I'm thinking too. I definitely agree. Both Karma brothers are going to help out Himawari and Sarada, and since Boruto knows that he can't get around Kawaki, since their karma would resonate, forcing Boruto to maybe lose control of his body, I honestly have no idea. Boruto chapters are always so unpredictable, and I like that. I 100% agree. That's why I don't really make prediction videos by myself. That's why I'm actually asking you guys, what do you think about the upcoming chapters? Simply because there is so much unpredictability, it is impossible to anticipate what is coming. Next we have from Twisted Fusion XD, Inojin isn't dead, Hima gonna tee up for a few, then Kawaki comes in. Sarada versus Hidari. I feel you, for sure. I don't think Inojin has died. Himawari's gonna put up a good fight. While I don't think Himawari can beat Jura, I think Jura is like the top of the top when it comes to powerful Boruto characters. Since he was just introduced, he absolutely bodied Kawaki. I do think Himo is gonna show some things that really displays her power when it comes to using the ninetails. She's gonna put up a good fight, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take down Jura. I think Jura is going to be a much longer term villain. Next we have from aka Ninja Assassin, Kawaki W incoming. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Kawaki gotta tee up, bro. He has to step up because he's been getting bodied left, right, and center, and we already saw him fight Jura. We saw him fight Jura last chapter, and he got absolutely destroyed. My man's becoming the Vegeta of the Boruto series, with him becoming too arrogant, with him using the karma. He's so fixated on his goals that he's gonna disregard everything else. I'll be very surprised if Kawaki catches a W next chapter, since he is heading toward Himawari, who's going to fight Jura right now. And personally, I don't think Kawaki's gonna do anything to beat Jura or even catch a W. Of course, he could definitely do that later when he fights somebody else, but right now, I don't think so. Next from Lil Barris 1534, what if we see the other Shinji join in on the fray, as maybe Matsuri could help Hidari with the small fry and get what she wants, i.e. Konohamaru, and cuts to the others like Kawaki arriving and Delta constantly berating him. And Boruto talks to Shikamaru and tells him what he's going to do after. And Hima shows the new power and stuff, and now Damon's interest is peaked. And Bug Guy crawling to get Ada, so we can see that as a cliffhanger, but I don't know. I would like to see the other Shinju as well, since right now Hidari and Jura are getting their own solo battles with Himawari and Sarada. Matsuri and the Bug Shinju have their own goals, and with Konohamaru, let's not forget Konohamaru is also with Sarada right now, so even though it's Sarada versus Hidari, Konohamaru is there as well, so technically it's a 2-on-1. With Matsuri targeting Konohamaru, that fight will happen one way or another. That fight is going to happen. With Damon having an interest with Himawari's power, I do see a possibility where Damon leaves the village to help out Himawari when she fights Jura. There is a possibility for that simply because he can sense her latent power, and with that power finally arriving this chapter, there is a chance that Damon and Himawari could join forces. Next we got from my guy Ocean Waves 9849. I don't have too many predictions other than Hima fighting Jura for the chapter, but I do hope we get to see Damon fighting a Shinju soon. Need need to see him get humbled. Here's the thing, we haven't seen Damon fight any good opposition just yet, because every time Damon has fought so far, he has just destroyed everyone. I think in the possibility that he fights somebody like Jura, there is a chance that he could lose, because right now Jura is displayed as the strongest villain we have seen thus far, and even though Damon has this crazy reflection ability and his overall speed and taijutsu is off the charts compared to everyone else, I do think that in order for this story to progress, somebody like Damon has to be taken down. Damon, with his cocky attitude, since he feels like he's stronger than everyone, and with his goal of protecting Ada, I want to see Damon get humbled. I think it would be awesome. I understand he's a little ass kid, but still, somebody gotta beat the shit out of this little snot. We have to see it. Whether it's Boruto, Kawaki, or the Shinjus, I'm here for it, man. I do think if Damon fights anyone else, like a Matsuri or the Bug Shinju, it could be a different outcome. Maybe he could catch the W, but I would love to see Damon versus Jura for sure. Next we got from @ReadySG, Himawari shows us some hype, surprises Jura with their new power, a few minks here or there for sure. Eventually Jura will get serious, but Kawaki will swoop in and steal off on your boy, or be a temporary distraction. Delta doing shit. Sarada and Hidari will have a brief discussion before the minks, possibly Mangekyo Sharingan. It will end with Inojin twitching, or Ino pulling a Hinata. And where the fuck is Sai? I do agree with the first part though. Himawari will give us some good moments, because with her awakening this ninetails, she has to deliver. I don't expect her to win, but at the same time I don't expect her to get easily one off like that. For sure, she's gonna get some licks in against Jura, but eventually Jura will definitely get serious and give Himawari the beats. Kawaki will come in for sure. He's already heading to Himawari to save her. That could be a 2v1, or Kawaki could catch Jura off guard. And I don't think Delta's gonna do anything. I think she's just outclassed. Yes, she's become another fighter for Konoha, but at the same time, I just think when it comes to this upcoming battle, she's just out of her league. And when it comes to Sarada and Hidari, Sarada is gonna realize that Hidari is actually Sasuke, since Boruto already informed Sarada on what actually happened to him. So with that being said, Sarada is gonna have to put up a good fight, since Hidari is targeting Sarada right now in order to devour her. And with the promotional information for the upcoming chapter hyping up Sarada, they do say that Sarada is gonna do something special. I really hope we get to see Sarada use that MS for the first time, because she already unlocked it. And when it comes to a powerhouse like Hidari, I really hope we get to see a new unique ability from the MS, and maybe even the Susanoo. Next we got from @Lorge6360. I suspect this chapter will be very action heavy, as two fights are happening simultaneously, that being Jura versus Hima and probably Kawaki once he arrives, and Sarada versus Hidari. Konohama will offer support to Sarada, though I doubt it will be any much use. I definitely see that happening. Meanwhile, we might get a panel or two of Boruto finishing recovering. He will probably join the fray next chapter. Other than that, possible surprises including a Momoshiki appearance, an insight onto what Amato's up to, or some more insight into how Boruto and Koji met up. My biggest wish is an unlikely Orochimaru appearance. Hey man, Orochimaru appearing in the Boruto manga would be insane. Orochimaru has been in big discussion from many of you guys within the Boruto community on why he hasn't really shown up just yet. Same thing goes for characters like Sakura and Kakashi, but with Orochimaru, I think it would be insane if we saw someone like him, especially now that we know he's working with Konoha. We've seen it multiple times in the Boruto anime. Despite him being monitored by the village, he has offered his support, as we've seen in the Kara activation arc when Team 7 went off to fight Victor and Deepa. And even though this happened years ago, Orochimaru probably still is in the village, but he has not been shown in the manga yet. I think it would be insane if they did show him, but I do agree with basically all of this. I think the main thing we will see is at some point in the chapter, Kawaki and Boruto will save Himawari and Sarada respectively from Jura and Hidari. But hopefully before that, Himawari and Sarada do put up a fight, at least especially Himawari after getting her ninetails mode. She might also launch a Bijou Dama of her own. That'd be lit, I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see Himawari just shoot Bijou bombs left, right, and center. Other things I would like to see happen are Damon coming after sensing Himawari maybe, for sure, and I definitely need Sumire to play a part in the Sarada versus Hidari fight. Like if she just stays still the whole time there and does nothing, then that would be a pretty major letdown, given how strong she is with Nue. That's a good point. I think Sumire, with her role right now, we know the dialogue that she has with the model, right? She already senses that something is up with her, and we haven't seen her fight in the Boruto manga. We have seen a bit of it in the anime. We saw it in the Academy arc when she was fighting Boruto, and even though she's not really a ninja anymore, she's working with Kitsuke in the scientific ninjutsu department. I think it would be beneficial for her to contribute at least a little bit in this battle between Sarada and Hidari. I don't think she's strong enough to actually keep up in this battle. I hope she just doesn't stand around and be a nuisance to Sarada and Konohamaru as well. I really hope she just doesn't stand around, because that would be disappointing. So we're at the last two comments from @LoriYagami7972. Himawari and Jura fight, Kawaki shows up, then both Himawari and Kawaki are taking a nap. What the hell? Sarada and Hidari fight, Sarada activates her Mangekyo Sharingan. I don't know about taking a nap, but maybe I'm assuming that you think both characters lose. I do think that is fair to say, because I don't think Himawari and Kawaki together are enough to take down Jura. That's just my opinion. I'd be very surprised if they do. And finally, for the last comment, from Jordan Avant 5153, Inojin is still alive, and yes, I do think he's still alive. I don't think he's 100% been killed off, but with him being bodied like that, being turned into a donut, this allows Himawari to activate that ninetails, where we're going to see her go through a rage like we've seen with Kid Naruto. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below. What are your predictions for Boruto chapter 11? This is definitely going to be a highly anticipated chapter in terms of the characters for Sarada and Himawari. I really hope both characters put up a great fight, because I understand that when it comes to Jura and Hidari, these are the two strongest villains right now. I don't think either characters will lose to Sarada or Himawari, but I really hope it is going to be a competitive fight in order to bring some good moments. When it comes to Sarada potentially using her Mangekyo Sharingan and Himawari using that ninetails chakra. Let me know what you guys think about all that in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.